Hello, beautiful people of the intranet, I should say internet, but it's really an intra inside of us that we are just seeing the truth of who we really are. So anyway, when you join, say hello. Hey, Soul Knight. Hey, James. Let me know where you're tuning in from in planet Earth. I always love knowing where you guys are from. Currently, I'm in LA, and today is a very special and magical day. For those of you who don't know, December 21st of 2020 is the start of the Age of Aquarius, which happens once every, I think it's 200 years or 1,250 years, something like it's a long time. But the other part of this that's really special is that Jupiter, planet Jupiter and planet Saturn, so astrologically, are meeting at a 0 point. This is really, really important to understand that the importance of financial structures and equations going into the future, this number is 0. As 0 moves in a circle, and instead of a linear number that it has a beginning and the end, a 0 never ends. And so it's really important to understand as we're coming into this new age, and as well as, well, it's really not new, it's just a remembrance of what always was, that just be present with yourself in these days and these times as we are tiptoeing to the end of 2021. But what I want to say more importantly, for those of you who don't know me, first just say my name is Colleen Gallagher. Even if you've never watched me live, say hello. I always love knowing you, feeling you, experiencing you. I believe technology, social media is such a platform of connectivity if you choose to use it that way. And so I want to make sure I connect with you. I know you, who's watching, what's going on. And then the other thing that the intention of this live, the purpose of this live today is a couple things. I want to share 3 upcoming things that are coming. So I shared a little bit about what's going on with Jupiter and Saturn at the 0 point. And then I want to share some things that are going on in my world, how you can be part of it, how you can really ignite your energy into expanding and being guided with the universe. So first thing, I have a 90-day program that I'm launching right now that is called Find Your Truth and Live the Impossible. This was my very first ever signature program. I launched this program when I was leaving New Zealand. So I left America, moved across the world to New Zealand, lived there for 8 months, got a job, and then left that and started Colleen Gallagher International of January of 2018. Didn't really launch till February, but I left my job in January of 2018. So what this program really was, it was how I started my first book. So Live Your Truth is my first book, where I really go through a 5-step process. And I really share with you, how do you start to understand digital nomadism? How do you understand how to become empowered? How do you come into this place of finding your purpose? How do we really do this? And I lay out a really solid foundation for you to go through on understanding the journey to your soul, understanding the journey to your truth. And why it's so magical to join this program right now, if you're listening to this, is because every year during this time, so this was the same time in 2017 when I was leaving my job, in 2016 when I was moving across the world to New Zealand, then it's I was writing my second book, and then I also moved to California. So literally every single one of these programs, when I do at the end of the year, this specific program, it's so powerful because it's really setting you up to build the foundation to grow. It's building a solid foundation. So in this program in week 1, you will know your purpose within 1 word. So if you're someone who's I'm not really sure I have a purpose, I feel I do all of the things, I'm multidimensional, and I also do this, and I do speaking, and I do health, and I do, you do all the things, but you really want to know what your purpose is. Let's channel it in, let's quantify it, let's put it in an easy way to communicate, because a lot of times people that are attracted to me, you've done all the things, you have all the things, but trying to put yourself in a box or language is really challenging because you feel limited and you feel one, you're going to sound too woo-woo, or the other is you're going to sound too corporate. So we really want to mesh them together, and that's what this program really does. This program, the enrollment for it ends on December 24th. And so if you are really I'm ready to live my dreams in 2021, I'm ready to start now. I'm really desiring to start in the online space. I want to understand, like I said, a purpose. I want to know how to use technology that feels in a way that feels empowering, that feels exciting. I want to know how I'm truly going to impact and influence others. This is the program for you. And it's 90 days. It is 6 different modules. So we have 2 classes a month that we are on a group. And then you have one one-on call with me over the 3 months. So 90 days, 1 call a month, 2 group calls. And this program literally transforms your life. And I have been putting so much effort and work into myself with like my PhD and also new mentors that I'm learning from. So this program always expands and evolves as I do. So this is just the program for you if you know, like, okay, I want to understand about what is a light worker, what is a soul. I want to really start my spirituality journey and bridging that with whatever business background you had. This is for you. Like, you've done business, you know business, or you've been the super dad or super mom, and you really want to like now do business for you. You want to do it in a way for your message, for your meaning, for your purpose. It's just such a beautiful journey, and a requirement for this course. I do, when you enroll in it, I do send you a signed copy of my book. So it's so important to read through it as we go through the course. So that's step 1 that I wanted to share with you all of why I'm coming on today. Step 2, the second thing that we want to share, we want to evolve through, want to go, is that on December 28th, so Sunday, December 28th, I am running a 2-hour live training. And this training is all about self-expression. So as we are moving into the Age of Aquarius, it's really important to understand energy because energy is what is going to be the future. Well, let's just say the future is now, but energy is going to be the only thing that really allows you to magnetize and for you to understand the planetary and financial system. This is the way I can put it into words. And so a lot of you who follow me, some of you who are very well versed in energy, not so well versed in understanding how planet Earth works. Like, you're like, politics, I don't get that, Colleen. Like, why are we arguing over this? Business, Colleen, I don't really understand. Like, why is this? So this self-expression course is to really bridge those of you who are very well versed in energy or interested in energy with understanding like the actual infrastructure of the world. Like, why has the world developed the way it is? And how do we express all of you in every moment? Because the truth of the matter is if you have these gifts of energetic alignment, of Reiki, of chakras, of mediumship, of stronger record readings, if you have these gifts, yet you aren't fully self-expressed in them, or you don't have actual infrastructure for them, it's almost like that's why people are still functioning in Western medicine, or they're not really getting like that Western medicine isn't the most healthy way for people to actually feel whole and complete and at peace. And so this self-expression workshop is particularly for those of you who are like, I know I'm here on a big mission. I know I'm here to do something just incredible. I just feel like I don't know how to explain this intuitive nature and ability that I've had. And it's probably been labeled as anxiety or depression or all these other names that people have given you, which is not that. It's literally just spiritual gifts that get to be calibrated and focused in a way that really empower you in your expression. So that is that. And that is on Sunday, December 28th. All you have to do is message me self-expression. Self-expression. And I will send you the details for that. We only have a couple more spots for that, so definitely message me. It's gonna be a really intimate group. But this is if you're like devoted, committed. I'm ready to like do my dreams. I'm ready to be my dreams. I'm ready to stop pretending. I'm ready to stop hiding. Like, we're doing this. This is for you. Now, the other thing that I want to share about is if you've been watching me or looking, for a while, I used to have a 12-month university that you could be part of. I closed that down. It just didn't really feel in alignment. And I have just now in the month of December reopened a 12-month journey home experience that you can do with me. So basically you get me for 365 days in your life. And it's a 12-month experience. So this is not just an online program. It's nothing like I've seen before. Like, it is something that you experience, because if you in your life don't experience something, you can't teach about it, you can't talk about it, and you definitely can't lead others out of things if you haven't yet experienced. So I have curated and crafted this experience to specifically be around you wanting to return home, the journey home. You're someone who deeply desires to feel home. You feel like you are not from here. You feel like you've struggled to fit in. Probably, I didn't even know this, but it totally resonated when someone said it, that you have chronic loneliness. And I remember when someone said that to me, I was like, I don't know if I have that. And then I thought about it and I was like, whoa. I looked at the relationships I had around me that were really unhealthy, really toxic, really taking from me. And I was like, we probably do have chronic loneliness, because if I really loved myself, would I be having all these people constantly taking from me and not showing up for me? Like, I remember literally people would like call me when they needed something, and I would be like calling or texting them when I needed something, they just wouldn't answer. I'm like, no, I don't think that would be actually what true home is, true north is. Like, I was fully embodied in my power. And this experience that I've really crafted, and it's really important to understand this, whatever you don't own about yourself is disempowered. So if you don't own the fact that you are well-versed in energy, that you understand light, that you understand mediumship, that you've had experiences with dark energies and light energies, that you've actually had experience with speaking with spirits that people cannot see, that you hear things, that you smell things, that you literally can see things most people have no idea what you're talking about, and you have pretended your whole life to not talk about it or not embody it, you are disempowered. And I knew when I heard that, I was like, ouch, ooh, that does not feel good. And so I wanted to create a space, because I did not have a space to express this journey home. I did not have a place to really ask and receive clarity on what was happening around me in the world. Like, I literally would be space traveling. I don't know if some of you know what that means on here, but I would be like literally traveling in my body, and I have no idea where I was or what's going on. And I want to literally create a space for you, for us to evolve you through this, for you to really gain some clarity on these gifts and understand how it goes together for a larger awakening, a larger journey, a larger sense of peace. And so this journey home experience is broken into 4 parts, which is clarity. Now, number 1, if you don't have clarity on your gifts, you don't have clarity of direction of where you're going, all these things are just chaotically happening to you, it's going to be really hard for you to find your truth, express it, and to also feel at home in the world, because you don't even understand why, almost like why there's a light bulb or why there's a living room. Like, you're like, what's happening? Like, you don't get it. So we've got to create a space for you to get some clarity. And so the second part that we go into within this program, or this, I should say, experience, is that we really go into healing. You know, a lot of you who are on here, you are definitely healers. You aspire to be healers, or you've gone through some type of trauma in your life and you're just not really sure what to do with it. But you feel a little bit nervous to talk about this because you're like, I don't want to seem woo-woo. I don't want to seem crazy. People aren't going to get this. So I've created this experience. Basically, every 3 months, we go into this topic really deeply. But I want to go into healing. First, I want to go understanding what is healing. How do you actually know you are a healer? And then how do we get you empowered as a healer? So really, really important. Clarity first. Why is this happening to you? Why are you here? Got to get you on that, because we're not clear. Nothing else matters. If you're not clear on life, the world can't give it to you. Next is healing. We want to understand, what is a healer? What does healing actually mean in a healthy way, not the Western medicine way? And how are we going to set you up in this place of where the world is going for wellness to actually have people leave Western medicine and come to you, to really focus on wholesomeness. The third thing that we really, really want to work on in this 12-month experience is energetic alignment. So we talk about alignment a lot, which is really important. I think it's great. We want to talk about energetic alignment. If you just saw my post today, where literally I was doing meditation this morning, like a ball of light was taken in this photo of me, and it was the flower of life in a ball of light. It was actually, I had nothing in my hand, they were just bare, but this is how the photo was taken. We want to really understand the difference between vibes, frequency, and energy. So it's almost like thinking about this, like how electricity is generated. So how do we actually get power? So renewable energy versus, battery driven, or toxic like coal. And then once we generate energy, how is it transmitted? How is it transmitted through networks? That's the next part that we really want to understand. And the last part after it's transmitted is how is it delivered? So we want to really understand these three things with your personal energetic alignment, with your real mission. And so it's really important to understand how are you generating, how are you transmitting, and then how is it being received or inputted. And so that's what this third part or third quarter or third part of the class is really, or experience I should say, is really about. And the last part of this is called universal human rights. So this has a lot to do with my work and my academia work, with my second book with refugees and displaced people, a lot to do with my first university, Global Citizen University, and a lot to do with my PhD. So the United Nations and the World Bank, I'm not a fan of. Do I think they did a great job to a certain point? Sure. But I think that we've got to really understand there's basic universal human rights that are not running out. So for example, we're not running out of water. We're literally made of water. Like we're in the age of Aquarius. And it's I know we're at air, the 0 point, but like we are literally made of water. We're not running out of water. Electricity can be pulled in from the universe. It literally is meant to be. But because the networks, back to energetic alignment, have been set up by people that are toxic, we have to pay for electricity, which means that's why some countries don't have access to electricity when actually we could plug it into the universal network. So we want to start understanding these universal human rights and what your role in that is. And so that's why it's important we go clarity, we go healing, energetic alignment, universal human rights, because each one of us has a part in this universal human rights. One thing I really like, if you want to go as a baseline, is the United Nations has 16 sustainable development goals. I'd kind of say this universal human rights as it relates to you is similar to this, very similar to this universal or sustainable sustainable development goals, but it's a little bit different because these actually align with the universal laws instead of just like the UN making them up. But let's say, for example, my portion in this is education. Mine will always be quality of education and experiences. However, a lot of you on here, we need you for health. A lot of people, we need you specifically for water, distribution, electricity, politics. Like there's a lot of different things we need different parts of you on here for. So in this Journey Home experience, it's 12 months with me. We have 2 group calls a month. We have one-time call with me every month. And then you have the VIP option where you can actually get 24/7 access to me. And so these are just what I wanted to share of what's going on in my world, what's happening. I'm super excited about each of these because they are each powerful in their own realm and they each are really here to serve you. Like if you're someone who's here and you're like, I'm ready, Colleen. Like I just feel like I resonate with what you're saying. I don't really know half of what you're saying maybe. Like I like some of the words like light worker or universal human rights or refugees or sustainable development goals. I haven't heard of these, but you're talking in my alley. Then you've got to get in something. You've got to take action into something that I'm doing, because where we're at, it's like the longer you don't take action, it's like you are actually hindering other energetically other people. Because if you're here watching, what I know about you, which you probably don't know about yourself, is that you're highly energetically sensitive. And so it's like you've got to understand by you taking action or not taking action is always affecting a collective energetic whole. And so with that, that's what I wanted to share. I think that was what's on my heart and mind. I shared a little bit about the Jupiter and Saturn, the 0 point, very important because we're moving in circles. So there's no way once you're in it to get out, you're only going to spiral up or spiral down. And so all these options empower you to spiral up. So for the 90-day program, Find Your Truth and Live the Impossible, message me, just truth. Sorry, I went away for a moment. Just message me truth and we'll get you details. The second one, the self-expression course, that is going to be if you're kind of like, Colleen, I'm a little bit stressed about money right now, I'm not really sure. This is going to be the one for you. It's like, I think it's $333. Yes. And then it goes up on Thursday to $555. So this one's $333 for 2 hours in a group with me, super like head on, working together on your expression, like truly your divinity of expression, your way to move. If you're already doing other programs, but you like what I'm sharing, this is the one for you. This is like, okay, it's quick, it's one thing, and it's gonna leave a lasting impact in whatever you're doing. And then the other thing is the Journey Home experience. It's 12 months with me. And this is like, you're ready to take on 2021. You're ready to do the things. You're ready to be like, yo, I know I'm here to impact. I know I'm here to serve. I know I'm here to like be great. This is like for you if you're wanting to understand business in your own space. Even if you want to be an entrepreneur, let's say, you want to stay in your job, but you want to understand like freedom. You want to have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, with who you want it. That's the program, the Journey Home Experience. Because if you don't feel home within yourself, you can't experiencing home by yourself, you cannot be free. So that is that one. So with that, I love you guys. I'm super excited. We're either going to find your truth and live the impossible. You're going to either become self-expressed or you're going to do the journey home. And so just message me with what you feel. But I just want you to know, like, these containers I created, or programs you can say, or experiences, you guys, I created it because I needed it. Like, I felt alone in the world, you guys. Like, I know what it feels like to have gifts that people don't know what to do with. Like, people are like, what is happening to you? And I don't know what to say, or people like, I know what that feels like. And I know what it feels like to literally like trying to communicate and your throat, like it feels like someone's suffocating you, even though no one's there. Like, I literally can know what that feels like. And I just created each of these because I truly believe no one is deserving of that. It's my deepest work. This is my passion. This is my purpose. This is the reason that I exist. And so I just hope for you to trust yourself enough and gift yourself it, and know that it's never about the money. Because the more that you feel like, oh my God, if I do this and I invest, how's the money going to work? And you're nervous about it, the further you're actually getting away from the divinity of the truth of you. Because God, like true God consciousness, would never even have the word money come up. Because if you're acting in true God consciousness, you know that you're always taken care of and supported. And so the gifts that you have or you've received, or the way you experience life, if you are nervous to invest in yourself, or you're nervous to get around personal development, yeah, it's just not really going to serve you, because you're almost like digging a hole into suffering for yourself and for others. Because there's people, especially right now, and especially 2021, that are going to need you. Like, they are going to purely desire you. They are going to be influenced by you. They are going to be empowered by you. And so with that, I love you. Have a beautiful day. Tag this, share this, and we're rising. We're flying. This is happening.